Hey, how's it going, guys? In this lesson, we're going to learn how to build a resume generator using Python. So let me talk about the workflow. For this program, we want to create a program that can examine a job description from any website. For instance, I'll be using LinkedIn's job posting for demonstration, but I can also use job postings from Indeed's, Monster's, Career Builder, and etc. The biggest challenge here is how to download the jobs postings. Inside my project folder, I'm going to create a folder called resumes. Now with LinkedIn's posting, it can be a little bit tricky. So here I'm on this data integration analysis job posting page. I want to save this page as a HTML page. But because right now I'm logging in my LinkedIn's account, so I try to save the page. It's going to rename the page as linking.html. And even when I save the page, the jobs information is not going to be in the HTML file. So a workaround here is we can grab the page, the link of the page, then open a private browser. They want to take out the question mark and / and enter. And that should take you to the job posting page. Now I can save the page, image that I choose, complete web page in my resumes folder. And that's going to be our data file from LinkedIn. And I have tried using web scraping, but somehow all my requests got blocked. So this is the best solution I can think of in terms of getting the job postings from LinkedIn. All right, so let's do this. Now launch your terminal, and we're going to install the Python packages. Now to extract the jobs descriptions text, we'll be using Beautiful Soup. And it's going to be Beautiful Soup 4. Now when we read the HTML file, it's going to be the raw format in HTML markup. And to extract just the job description, job title, and qualification, and maybe skills, I'll be using Grax API. And from one of my videos, I already cover how to get started with Grax API in Python. And I'll link the link in the description below. And to install Grax API, it's going to be GROQ and enter. And once we have the Python packages, let's go ahead and create the Python script. And let's call the file resume generator. And open the file. Now from the import statement, I'm going to import these three libraries. Then I'm going to create a function to extract just the text from the HTML file. And right now in my resumes folder, I only have one single HTML file, and that's going to be the raw data for the job posting. Now I want to insert my entry point. Here I'm going to create a path object to link to the resumes folder. Then I'm going to retrieve the first resume from the file. Let me go ahead and run the code block to create the variables. Then I'm going to call the HTML text function, and I'll pass the file path. Now if I print job description raw text, and it's going to simply return just the text portion from the page. Now we need to figure out from this page, we have so many things with so many blocks and sections from this page. How do we extract just the job description, skill section, job title, and company name, those things? And that's where generative AI or generative API can be really handy in this use case. I'm going to create a Grax API instance. And I'll name the instance Grok client. Then I'm going to create a system message. For the system message, I'm going to specify that you're a professional resume writer, industry writer, with 10 years of experience. Your job is to write a polished resume, giving the job description, and this should be ED. So the system message here is going to define the role of the AI. Then I'm going to construct my message. So first I'm going to provide the system message followed by the prompt. So for the prompt, I'm simply just going to say, return the job description from the text block below. Then we're going to provide this text right here. So this is going to be my text block that I'm going to provide to the agent to analyze the content and return the job description. Now, this is going to be a very raw example. If I want to create a really polished resume using this approach, you'll need to refine the prompts furthermore. I'm just giving you an example on how to create a program to generate resumes. Then we're going to send the request or the message. In this case, it's going to contain the prompt. And once we get the response back, I'm going to append the message to the messages list. Now here, let's give it a try. So I'm going to create my messages and I'll send the request. Oh. Now if we look at the output here, the generative agent is able to examine this text block. So, I mean, as you can see that it's all over the place. And format the description into this format here. So we have the job title, company name, location, job type, and most importantly, job description, responsibilities, qualifications, and those are the key elements. Now, if I want to use a different job site, then we'll simply either use a web scraper to download the job page as a HTML file into the resumes folder. Now, once we have the job description, we can make another request call. We can say, write a keyword optimized resume for the specific job based on the job description provided. For the bullet points, ensure description is clear with quantify the achievement if necessary. For the skill section, only list software skill. Keep the resume to minimum 2 pages. I'll put the job resume in HTML format with bullet points and headers. Now, for some reason, the model is not returning the output as a 2 pages resume. So we need to play around with the prompts furthermore. Now I'm going to run the second code block, which is to generate the resume. So I'm going to take the prompt, append that to the message list. Then I'm going to make a request call. And once we get a response back, if we print resume output from the check completion object, and it's going to return the last message. And it's going to create a HTML markup as the output. And the last step is to save the HTML markup as a file. All right, so let me copy paste my CSS style sheet. And that's what the CSS file looks like. Actually, this is the wrong one. It should be this one here. Just very basic formatting to format the resume. Let me update the path. Now I can save the file. And let me go back to the top. Now here's the resume.html file. And it's going to be the resume created by the generative AI. In this case, will be Graphs AI API. Now again, like I said before, you will need to further refine the prompts to turn the final version of the resume that you desire. You can use the prompts that I'm using in this lesson as a reference, but because I put everything together in maybe like 2 minutes, so definitely refine your prompts and to get a better result. Let's do a different one. Let's do lead data integration engineer. So I'll go into a job posting and I'll grab the link. And I'll go into my private browser, copy and paste. All right, because sometimes it may not load correctly, so let me refresh the page. Now here's the job description, skill session, and so on, and salary range. Now save the page as complete web page. Now simply rerun the script. And once the script is finished, I can refresh the page. And that will turn the resume that's dedicated to the lead data integration engineer job posting. So that concludes this tutorial, and hope you guys find this video useful. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.